I am going to show you a very quick intro to how to use the Bridge Designer 2016 software. This is my first video ever, so it should be pretty spectacular, so get ready for it. I'm opening up Bridge Designer 2016, okay? We're going to create a new bridge design, so you hit OK, and you get screen number 1. You can read this, but the short version is we're designing a bridge to cross this river. Okay, so we're going to hit next. We are not going to enter a local contest. We're going to enter a contest within our class. So just leave this on no and hit next. And now we start getting into options. Okay, on day 1, I'd like for you to really just work with options on this screen and not start changing too many things on your bridge. Okay, so some important things you can do is you can change the elevation of the deck, which is the bridge. Right now we're at the very top, 24 meters up from the river. Notice if you go down, the bridge gets shorter. Okay, if you notice though, even though the bridge is shorter, the cost changes. With the short bridge, it's $114,000. With the longer bridge, it's only $63,000. Okay, so I want you to think about why a short bridge costs so much more. If you read this, you're going to get your answer right there. Okay, so this is one thing I'd like you to play with, is the change in height of the bridge and how that affects your total price. Because the goal in this project is to make the cheapest bridge possible. Bridges are paid for by our taxes, and I don't know about you, but I would rather have a skate park than a bridge, a simple bridge in the middle of nowhere going over a river. So if I can save money on my bridge, I can spend that same tax money on something else. Okay, like a skate park or a pool or maybe healthcare. Okay, so that's your first option, is your deck elevation. The next option you can play with is also whether you put a pier or a column in the middle. Okay, I'd like to see you guys just play with those two options. I'm going to make a short bridge and I'm going to put a column in the middle here just so that I can show you how this works. So again, 151,000 right now with a column, 138 with no column. Let's just keep it simple. I'll go to 138. Let's just keep the deck material the same for now. You could play with it maybe the next day or the day after and go to a high strength concrete, which makes it more expensive but might make it cheaper in the long run. And you're going to have to play with that. Keep the loading at standard, because if you go to the more expensive loading or the heavier loading, it actually hurts you. It doesn't help you in this challenge. So I'm going to keep it on standard. I'm just going to keep medium strength concrete, and I'm going to go finish. Now here's your bridge. Your tools are your connectors, which are the dots, and your members, which are the lines. I usually like to put the dots in first and then connect the dots with the lines. Then you just draw. I'm just clicking and dragging and then letting go. And I'm getting my zigzag. There we go. Since I line at the top, I can do one simple line and connect them all together. Okay. So I have a bridge right now that I could test. The reason I can test it is because I only have triangles. Remember, a square shape like this is not a stable shape, because if I were to push on this dot right here, if I push on that dot, it would flatten this square and warp it. Okay, so usually you will find, always really, you should find if there's a square in your bridge, it's not going to let you test. Let's just leave it and see if it'll test. To test your bridge design, you have to find the little light blue square right here that says run the test. See, I'm getting a message that says, you have a square, this is unstable, not allowed. So I'm going to close it, find the square, turn that square into two triangles, and now when I test it, it lets me test. Okay, there goes the truck, nobody dies, the bridge is stable, and life is good. Okay, I can see my price right here, and my status is green arrow, so that's good. I can go back to the drawing board now and try to make this bridge cheaper. Different things you can do to make the bridge cheaper. You can make it shorter. Okay, maybe I can make it like an arch like this, and I didn't notice. Well, it did drop by $2,000. Okay, if I maybe keep this flat, it'll be even a little cheaper. Because remember, shorter steel is lighter steel, which means it's cheaper steel. Everything that's made of steel is really priced by the pound. So the shorter your pieces of metal, the cheaper it is. If I test again, green arrow, life is good. Okay, $250,000. So I have a cheaper bridge. You can see it's bending a little bit, but that's okay. Go back to the drawing board. Something you can really do, I'm going to highlight all these to save money, is instead of 140 millimeter thicknesses, I can make them smaller. You can either make them smaller by using these options, or I usually just like to click the little squares. The small square makes them smaller. The big squares makes them bigger. Just like muscles, if you have a bigger square section, it tends to be a stronger piece of metal, but the price goes up and up and up. So we were at here 140. Let's just make them all 130 millimeter. I'll even go down to 120 so I can see a big difference. And I will test again. And I just saved myself $25,000. That's a lot of money. Okay, that's a car. And I can go back and keep doing that. 2 more clicks. Test. Oh, this is going to fail right there. So there. Notice metal usually will fail in compression, not in tension. If you think about a piano wire or a little wire, you could wrap that around your fingers and pull on it as hard as you want, and you won't be able to rip that wire apart. Steel is very good in tension. Steel is very bad in compression. If you took that same wire and you pushed on the 2 ends, you could bend it, and it would not be a really impressive feat of strength. Okay, so steel is good in tension. Tension is blue on here, compression is red. So if I go back to my drawing board, I can see it all failed in compression, and none of it failed in tension. Anytime the number here goes over 1, it fails. So I'm going to just pick the ones that are bad, and if I hold down Command, I can pick those without picking the ones in between up here. Oh, I messed up. Okay, so these ones all failed. So how do I make them stronger? Since I can't hear your answers, but I know you're saying it, it is yes, increase the size. Let's go 2 clicks, added just a few $1,000s, test it, and look at that, life is good. Starting to get a flexi bridge, but it's still good, it's succeeding, and I'm gonna end up winning the job with a cheap bridge. Go back to the drawing board. Okay, I could look at the numbers that are really small and make those skinnier. So this is only 0.54. I could probably make that skinnier. I can arrange these by clicking on that, and I can say, okay, all of these are zeros. Let's look on this side. These all are 0 on one side and pretty low on the other. If I hold down Shift, I can click them all, make them like 1 click smaller, save $3,000. Test. Okay, and then you get the idea. This is how I want you to be working on your bridge on day 1. Play with different designs, play with different arrangements. You can go back to the drawing board, you can shorten the whole bridge and see if that works. Eventually you're going to find that it's not going to be strong enough. But see, I saved a few $1,000s and I tested, and it's still good. So I saved some more money the easy way. Okay, I'm going to let you guys work with this. Make sure you save whenever you make a good one. Save it to your desktop. I like naming them with the price, so I know when I have 10 or 12 different bridges, which one's the cheapest one and the best one to submit for a grade. That's the end of my video. Let me see if I can figure out how to stop this video now.